Hello, AriTheGoddesss here. I hope you all are doing well today. May this message resonate with you, and may you always use true discernment within every message. May the divine guide you and bring you the truth, the wisdom, and the clarity that is needed for your life, for your journey, for this moment. So this message is going to be a divine activation and healing message. I created this digital deck for those who may be on a journey of healing, those who may be on a journey of going inward and may need some divine guidance in this time. Also, it may be just for someone who may be on a journey and, you're needing, divine guidance in this time and, some form of message that can help you with that. So if you're looking to purchase this digital deck, it will be in a link below, or you can go to AriTheGoddesss.com to purchase this deck. This message is going to be called You Are Not Ordinary, and it's because you aren't. You maybe have been getting signs about this, of how divine you are, of how extraordinary you are, of how unordinary you are, and you may have looked at it as, when you were younger as, a bad thing, that you wasn't ordinary. And in this time, as you're healing, as you're transforming, I'm getting someone who is, has gone through a deep transformation, and this is something that you have realized or are realizing, that you're not ordinary. You knew this from, since you were younger. You've known that you wasn't ordinary since you were younger, but you saw it as a bad thing. And, I'm here to tell you that it's not. You were meant to be unordinary. You were meant to, be exactly how you are, who you are. And, it's time to honor that. You may have been getting signs about this. You may have been getting signs since you was a little child of, how extraordinary you are and how unordinary you are. You may be getting signs now. Signs, you may have been paying attention to certain symbolisms and certain meanings of things, and this has been activating you to that truth as well. Because there's sacredness within symbolisms and, signs and numbers. And this is something that you have been, focusing on lately. Or you may be divinely guided to focus on, because this will help you with that truth, that deep transformation. But you aren't ordinary. And this is something that you have been realizing here lately, or will be realizing. For some, you've known this since you was a kid, but you just try to block it off. You saw it as a bad thing. You saw it as you being an outcast, when really everything happens for a reason. And what's happening is you may have blocked it off, but it's being activated because it's needed in this time. So you may feel down about that you may have blocked it off, but it's being reactivated. That truth is being, this is why you may be getting signs, because the reason why you may be getting signs in this time is because it's time to tap back into that truth in who you are. You're not ordinary for a reason, because it's needed in this season, it's needed in this phase, it's needed in this time. It was blocked, and for some, I'm getting it was blocked off, or for a reason, because it was going to be meant to be tapped in a specific time. You were being protected also. For some, you're being protected from this. You may be getting signs about, your protection, your divine protection. You have been protected from, from this truth of who you are. But now you're being open to the truth. And you being reminded of gratitude right now as well, with the gratitude message from divine activation and healing. And you may be going through obstacles and circumstances right now, but this is a reminder of, having gratitude, and that to know that this will bring you peace, joy, and calmness. And you're being reminded also of the heart's wisdom. The heart is full of love, wisdom, and compassion. Let your heart guide you in life and in your endeavors. May your heart be your compass. Your heart is going to be your compass. See, there's a lot of people who are awakening to how extraordinary and how divine you are. That's what you're awakening to, or that's what, many are, have awakened to. And you're going to be using the heart as your compass, as your guide. I have here third eye chakra from divine activation and healing. And this message speaks on, being able to perceive life from the divine's lens. You are now able to, or you will be able to. This is how the divine sees you. It's divine as extraordinary. The divine has always known that you're not ordinary. And this is a sign your higher self has always known who you are. And now you're learning to know who you are. Or you have learned that. And through this, you're going to do this through rituals. And also, it's a time of reflection. If you don't know this is something that you're going to be learning within, the next couple days, the next, few months of just how divine you are. This is what you're going to be coming into, that truth. And this is why it's important right now of reflecting, letting go of doubts and beliefs that no longer serve you. It doesn't serve your higher self. It says that no longer serve your higher self. And this is a time of reframing your mind when it comes to obstacles. This is the time to learn from your obstacles and circumstances. Yeah, so in the past, you may have blocked this off because you may have been afraid. Because you may have not wanted to be looked at as, weird. Or, you may have not wanted to be the outcast. Or for some, this is how you were seen, already. And it was meant to do that. It was meant to do that. And right now, it's a time of standing in your power and embracing that. You will be, or this is something you will be doing this, or this is something that you're being divinely guided to do. You wasn't meant to be ordinary. And I have here earth. Allow your consciousness and awareness to become one with nature. So spending time out in nature, as I've spoken of before. Knowing that the universe is, you are in divine alignment. Knowing that everything is always working out in your favor. Yes. I have here the art of rituals. And this is me speaking of, through rituals, this is something that you're going to be learning. Through, meditation, through your hobbies that you like, through, the self-care that you do for yourself. You're being reminded to continue to do this or to start, using rituals in this time. Self-care, self-love. Spending more time on yourself in this time. Spending more time on, what it is that you like. Meditating. Because this will help you. This will help you. And there's a favorable wind that is blowing on your life right now. And it's something that you will be embracing, or it's going to help you embrace. Or you will be embracing yourself with this. I have here embrace in 10. The number 33 could be significant, or the number 18 could be significant as well. The number 9 could be seeing 10-10 lately. Here lately, it's a sign of, cycles and patterns being closed. And it's a time to embrace. I have here vision. You have been given a vision. You've had this vision since you were young of who you are or what you would be or your desires and goals. And this is something that you're going to be embracing. You're going to be embracing this vision. You're going to be letting that unique you shine through this vision. And you're given the confidence with your divination talents, with who you are, with your extraordinary unique you. I have here gratitude twice. Gratitude. Feel how life showers you with blessings. Give thanks. See, you may have thought that this was, as I've spoken of before, weird. You may have thought of who you are, your unique gifts, and who you just are was weird. But it was a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise. It was a blessing in disguise. Do I even want to say that? It was a blessing all along. Because it was going to, because of trying to get this right. It was a blessing in disguise. It wasn't meant for people to see who you truly were at the time, but it's meant for now, because it's an authenticity to it that is going to not only help you to know how divine you are, but it's going to help others to know how divine they are as well. And you were chose to be the vessel for that. And this is why you're given the confidence for this as well. And this is why that favorable wind is blowing on your life, and you're being reminded to re-enchant your rituals, or to start your rituals. And it's time to trust this in this time. Your intuition is getting sharper. And you're being reminded to follow it. You may feel as though this is a mystery. You may be afraid in this time, but it says right here to open yourself up to the unseen. A direction will be revealed to you. I have here mystery and great mystery. You're being revealed the wisdom keys of your destiny in this time. You have been receiving downloads. You have been receiving signs of really how great you are. You may just be, because of, the things that may have happened in the past, you may just be weary of it. You may have just been weary of it. Because you've had so many obstacles and challenges and so many letdowns, from close people, from loved ones, from, even like personal things that has strayed you away from how divine you are. But in this time, you're being reactivated to that truth. You also didn't want to make it seem, you may also have known how divine you are, but you didn't want to, because maybe who you were around, they didn't know who they were, they didn't know how divine they were, and you chose to, hide this. You chose to hide this, and what this hiding may have done was, because you wasn't operating in your true self, what it did was create a blockage for you. And when you do that, that is not you being authentic to you. You are meant to know how divine you are, how worthy you are, how extraordinary you are, how you're unordinary, how you not being ordinary is a blessing. You are meant to know that because of the vision right here, with this vision that you were giving, because of what it would do for the divine plan. And you're being guided right now to trust in this and to reframe your mind and let the divine flow. And to break free from those doubts, fears, and illusions. To break free from that past. To break free from that trauma that had you stuck in a cycle. That's why you've been seeing that 10-10, because you were closing out that cycle, or half closed out that cycle of that pattern of you not being worthy, you not being deserving. And this is time to allow love to take over as well, and to not let a person, place, or thing be your salvation, but only let love be the truth of who you are, because you are expanding. You're expanding right now. You're expanding. You may have been around, you may have been around people who may didn't know they self and may was operating in like an egoic way. And we've all had that phase in our life, but what that may have done for you also is it made you second guess yourself. It made you second guess yourself because you may have thought that may have been the way to be, or it's because you may have not wanted to be that. You may didn't want to act in that way. So you chose to limit yourself. You chose to like kind of, you know how you turn the volume down. It's like you know how high you are spiritually, but what you chose to do is you chose to let the volume go down on who you are. And you're not going to be doing that in this season because you are divine. I'm talking to those who may have felt counted out. You may have felt counted out. I'm also getting that it's being reversed. Remember how in high school where, and I really don't like to look at it like this, and please just, may you see it as a way of me just trying to deliver a message. But you know how, it's levels in, high school or middle school of like different rankings. And, you may have seemed like the outcast when it came to it. You really didn't want to be in, or you may have seemed like the outcast. I'm gonna go with that. And it's because you didn't want to participate in that, because you knew that wasn't your path. You knew it wasn't authentic. I'm also getting for someone, it was a balance for you as well. Like you wasn't trying to act like you were the stuff, but you wasn't also outcasted either. You were like in the middle. I have here love twice. You're going to be using love in this time. I have here health again. Health been coming out a lot. And I'm not sure if this is, the health continue to come out is because this is something that you are needing to focus more on. And this is me speaking of spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Just taking your time out to do it. $10 to 20 minutes a day. Or this could be speaking, you may feel as though your health is blocking you from how extraordinary you are. Asking the divine to help you in this time to take care of this sacred form, because it is sacred. But allowing yourself to know how divine you are as well. That this is just a physical. You're divine regardless. and to give yourself grace to be in alignment with that, to get in alignment with that, to be in alignment, be in a present moment with it. I have here independence, love, and contentment. The more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear Lord. This is also for speaking of a lot of, most will be doing this independently. This is time that you're going to be doing this independently. And to take care of yourself, as I've spoken of before, that self-care, that self-love. Because this is going to enhance. Is that the word I want to use? Enhance you. It's like the formula I speak of. I have here love. It's not about finding love, your love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember. I myself am love. And this goes back to what I was speaking of. There's a lot of past hurt and past trauma from the reason why you may not be feeling worthy or deserving of the truth in who you are, of how divine you are. There's a lot of events. Maybe always, maybe there's a physical, wow, that's probably why that health that keeps coming out. Maybe it's something physical, and the reason why I keep pausing, because I'm not here to offend anyone. Maybe it's called a disorder, but it's really a divine order, replacing it with a divine order. It's meant for you, and this is what you're awakening to. Maybe it has something to do with a quote unquote disorder, but it's a divine order, and everything is happening in divine order for you in this time of who you are. That is just a distraction to who you really are. You still are divine. You still have gifts, abilities, and truths within you that you can embrace and be. And this is where the divine is wanting you to tap into. And you're going to be reminding people of love. To have love for, maybe it's something in the thing, maybe it has something to do with this divine order that you have. That's for someone. And this is why this independence card is here as well, because you may have to do this independently. And this is why it's going to take self-care, self-love, loving on that inner child, reminding that inner child that you are divine, reminding that inner child of love, of truth. Reminding that, having love for that inner child, having compassion for that inner child, having grace for that inner child, Because for so long, you may have felt unworthy, undeserving of just who you truly are. And you're going to be reminding people of this. You're going to be reminding people of this, and you're going to be the vessel to help those who maybe have the same thing. You're going to be helping those. That's for someone. Everything that has this, put divine in it, in front of it. No. Put divine in front of everything. Also, I've spoken to those who may be left-handed as well. And I've spoken of before in the video before how the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain, how important it is to know this as a left-handed person. It's something that I had to realize as, with me being left-handed, it was one point in my life that I felt that I was kind of, I'm not gonna say I was slow. You know how I'm not gonna say I was slow. I'm not gonna say that, but I just realized that I learned differently. That not only I see things in a, first of all, not only am I left-handed, I just see things in a whole different way. And this actually does have something to do with being left-handed. But it's because of my upbringing of being left-handed in the 90% right-handed world is the reason why I believe I see things different. And it was meant to be like that, because think about it. It's 90% of people in the world that is right-handed, right? So think of the imbalance that creates. And this is why, I believe that, looking at it as a divine thing rather than, because it's looked at as a disorder. But it's not. It's not. And for those who may feel as though that, you're being guided to look at just who you are in general. It may not even have nothing to do with being left-handed, but just who you are in general, where you are physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, looking at it in a different perspective of, being divine. But back to the story of, I had to see things. I knew that because I used my left hand, I didn't see things the same thing that other people saw. But so many people see things in one way and I see things in different ways. And I use that. So when someone's speaking to me or when someone's talking to me, they may have speak as though what they're saying is right. But with my brain having to grow up, and this is something I learned and studied, is, when you're a left-handed child growing up, you have to learn how to, it's a way of learning that you have. You have to learn how to, your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere has to learn. It's something, well, why did I forget that? And I had a whole message about it. Your left hand hemisphere of your brain and your right hemisphere of your brain, they're acting together. They have to act fast. And what this do is, it's like bridging a gap in between, because they have to react so fast. It causes what it used to do in a conversation when somebody would be speaking something. It'll cause me to pause, and it seemed like I was acting slow. But what it was doing, and what I had to learn that it was doing, was my left hemisphere and my right hemisphere of my brain, they were acting at the same time. Even within a test, even within, just growing, it had to react at the same time. And over time, so what would seem like I was being slow at, I wasn't being slow. What was going on was my left hemisphere and my right hemisphere, they were reacting fast, and I had to learn to adapt to that. So when people, will speak or talk, I see things from both sides of my hemisphere of my brains rather than just one side. And that's the advantage that left-handed people have, is they don't just see things only one-sidedly. They see things on both sides because they had to learn and develop both hemispheres of their brain from growing up. I really hope that makes sense. I made a message on it. I made a message on it months ago about it. I'm going to make another message on it. I'm going to make another message on it. I'm not sure why my, at the time, it's just trying to have a memory disconnect. But I definitely know, because this is something that first I knew, as I said, spoken of before, first it comes within. First you know it. And, well, I'm going to say for me, first I learn it, I experience it. Then something materially or externally comes that always helps. Oh, okay, I knew I wasn't, whatever you fill in the blank with, So you're being reminded of love and contentment in this time. And to know, I have here confidence twice as well. And to get clear, you also being reminded to get clear on what you want and who you are. To get clear on what you are and what you want, or you will be getting clarity on on the things that you want and who you are. And I have here confidence, spaciousness, perfectionism, and change. And this is speaking of, divine confidence is completely different from the bravado or the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence, O love. Grant me courage I never knew I had. Yes. So you will be given courage and confidence in this time. In your time, in this time. This time was set out just for you. It was all a part of the divine plan the entire time. And this is also, this is something that you're going to be, embracing to the children as well. So that they don't have to grow up and feel that way. So that they don't have to grow up and feel as though they're unordinary. Basically setting the example in a true way, in an authentic way. Not with what I just read, the bravado or the ego. And remember I was speaking of, you will get clear on what you want and who, what you want and who you are. You also, what can help you is, asking yourself do you no longer need? What do you no longer want? The people, places, and things, who do you need to distance yourself from? And it's not even distance yourself in a negative way. It's just distance yourself so that you can get clear on who you are and what you want in this time. So that you can be filled with truth, joy, and enthusiasm for this new level. And I have here perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as needed. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. And this is maybe something that you may be in fear of, perfectionism. Okay, when do I go in? When do I apply myself? When do I embrace myself? I have extraordinary on the bottom of the deck. And I have here humility as well. And this is a reminder that you are extraordinary and there's no certain pinpoint on when to embrace yourself. Allow yourself to make the mistakes because that's how you will grow. That's how you will learn. And when you're able to do this helps. When you're able to embrace this and be this shows others, okay, I don't have to be perfect either. That I can allow myself to make mistakes, because as you allow yourself to make mistakes and continue with the confidence and courage, this builds your character. Not only this builds your character, but this helps you on your experience and be stronger and more confident in yourself. This will help you, as you continue to go, this will help you gain strength and confidence and courage in your skills and who you are. And this shows others that as well. And I have here change. Don't scare yourself with the next 40 steps. All you need is that one next action. You can say to love, just show me the first step and change me into one who can take it. Yep, there we go. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Change. And you're being reminded to not to scare yourself with the next 40 steps. Allow love to take over. And that's why that heart's wisdom came out in divine activation and healing. Allow love to take over. Let the heart's wisdom be your compass so that you can be guided in love. So that you can allow the change and so that you can take whatever comes. So right now you're being reminded to trust in this time and to reframe your mind and let the divine flow. You're breaking free from resentment. You're breaking free from bondages that has had you stuck from, past trauma, past experiences, past events. You're no longer in that energy. You're being removed from that energy, or you're no longer you're being removed from that energy, or you're no longer in that energy anymore. And it's a time of getting in a receiving mode and allowing love and allowing yourself to expand right now. So I really hope that this message resonated. Sending you so much love and light. with the last card coming out, liberation. You are being liberated. Know that this is happening for you, not to you. Really hope that this message resonated. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.